your wife's face lit up when we got to the subject of you.
Oh.
Well, how long have you been married?
Well, we've been married since 1995, so it's been basically 16 years. 16
years. And why does your wife's face light up when she talks about you?
Well, I guess, when probably, she's very happy, so am I.
What makes you happy? I mean, we were talking about, she is the translator, and she has her career, she has her work, but why does she consider her marriage top of the list, do you think?
The reason I think she feels that way is probably because to be successful you need to have certain fulfillment in your whole life, and certainly it goes with your spouse, and it's the same for a man. You can only be happy if your wife is extremely happy. So I go from the principle that boss have to be extremely happy and keeping focus, and certainly that's one of the reasons I keep encouraging her to do what she does.
All right, great. Well, I heard that you love Korea enough to have become an honorary citizen of Seoul. How did that happen?
Well, it's been 10 years that I've been living in Korea altogether, and I believe through the contribution I was able to make in promoting Korea through our own ways and creating bridges between Korean and foreigners, having the foreigners having a better perception and a better understanding, not always looking at the general images, but trying to match and create deeper understanding of where they feel was probably one of the reasons.
All right. What does food have to do with you?
I think food has to do, well, the fact that I'm working in the hotel industry.
Yes.
It's a very important part, and I guess happiness, we always say in Korea, happiness goes through the stomach. So I think, when you go and visit a country, it is critical that you not only experience from the visual aspect, but as well all the senses. Yes. And certainly food, is an element, and try to see that foreigners are not, rejecting the food due to the fact that it might be too spicy, but be able to interpret food differently, so it becomes much more palatable and enjoyable.
And you're trying to make Korean food known to the world. How is that going? Because they do have a very particular scent with the food.
I think it's critical because the Korean food is unique and extremely focused now, because it's a very healthy food, and I've always felt that it was insufficiently known. So how can we do that? By certainly promoting the food, creating festival, inviting chefs to participate, Korean chefs to participate in international standards, and not necessarily copying and making French food, but bringing the characteristic and show the talent. And the more Korean people participating in international events, the better it is, because it starts people start to focus on South Korea and not only on the Korean peninsula.
All right. Well, you are working towards promoting Korea, shall we say, and now you are also, so, okay,
maybe teamwork.
Yes, yeah. Teamwork. And perhaps he influenced you in, going into the work of image of Korea?
Yeah, because when even I conducted a survey, I found out that for foreigners, Korean food is the most attractive one, but it's not known.
Right.
So I always discuss with him, how can I convey this taste to foreigners' eyes and foreigners' taste also? So his help is really precious.
Okay, we just segued straight into English. How many languages do you speak?
Only 3, Korean, French, English.
That's enough. That's enough. And you?
Well, I speak, 3 languages as well.
Okay.
I'm learning Korean. But I still have a long way to go.
It's all right. You can always hire a translator.
That's right.
Free of charge.
Free of charge. You have the best translator.
I'm very lucky.
All right. Well, curious, how did you first meet?
Well, we met when I was here in Korea the first time, and I believe it was during the occasion of the Taejeon exposition, where she was deeply involved in the preparation from the interpreter's side, and I was at the hotel, so that's when we started to meet.
Did you know instantly?
No.
No. Oh, you both said no.
No, it was a a long relationship by any standard, where she became my best friend, and she was my confidant. She was the person I could, talk to any time. She's a remarkable listener, and trying always to bring the rational aspect and avoiding the emotional element. And I didn't realize it, but she became really my best friend over time. And then I moved to Canada, and that's when I started to realize that she was more than a listener and a friend. She was part of myself, and I needed her to be beside me.
All right. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I have never heard a man actually say, I need her beside me. That is the first time. Bravo. All right. Well, I'm just curious. I asked her earlier, has she ever been stuck while translating? People fight, husbands and wives. They could have little, riffs. Has she ever not been able to say something that was on her mind?
Not really at all, because I think when I was trans, and I think probably what is critical in any couple's relationship is communication. And I'm extremely communicative with her, and vice versa. And we don't hide, we talk about anything which is not disturbing us. So communication has been resolving a lot of discussions. The only thing we do debate is vacation time. Because in Korea people tend to go for a short period of time. And
the
a
Europeans,
week maximum.
they go half the year, right?
Well,
sorry.
No, but certainly longer period. And it's always, negotiation to find, the right number of days, and to really counting the number of days. So that's the arguments we do have regularly.
Because for me, more than 2 weeks, I feel guilty. But for him,
Koreans,
if it's less than 3 weeks, it's not holiday.
Right.
So we have to negotiate.
Okay, I completely agree with him. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It's my European part of my blood that, you have to have a break proper in order to come back to work. It's like you're 5 to 7 in the morning. It's your own time, and it makes you work, and it gives you energy. You put, after all your big career, I asked you this earlier, but I want to get a little more specific. You worked, you have a career, you're known, blah, blah, blah. And why do you put him at the top of the list in terms of why? What is it made you complete? Or what did you feel that puts him, your marriage, at the top of the list of your important things?
I think it's the sense of balance. When I was single, I could do a lot of things. I could concentrate, but there was always something missing. Nobody disturbed me, so I said, to feel balanced. So, but since we got married, as I can discuss everything that I think, I feel, how can I say, more balanced, and I feel it's more harmonious, and I feel, how can I say, more completed.
Yeah, it's pretty good words there. Very good words.
It's probably the notion as well of sharing and doing things together, and finding the right equilibrium.
All right. I wanted to talk about translations because I'm so interested. My family's in the language business. I am, but it turned into a how to create a perfect marriage. This interview went from one section, totally jumped over to another. It'd be lovely to have you back talking about just what a marriage could be for people. But anyway, all right, let's get back to a little bit of work here. So what are your plans in the next 10 years in terms of perhaps working together, creating new images, promoting Korea? What's in the future?
Well, I think, Korea has been growing, and the awareness of Korea, South Korea around the world is improving for the better. I think, the two key focus is probably looking at the youth, in the future, and the more elderly people, because those are the people which are, one, are traveling and driving and income and can, talk about the experience. And for the youth, it's looking at the future. And I think when I look at Korea, the technological aspect, the cultural aspect, the vibrant atmosphere and environment is certainly, amazing. And I think it's something which needs to be given more focus in the future.
So for the time being, I really want to promote Korea, but I don't have enough means. So I'm concentrating a lot of my activities with the foreigners living in Korea. But I think in 10 years, I hope I will have more chance with more means to do something abroad, because till now it was always bi-directional with the opinion leaders. But I think we need now with the general public to feel them and to experience our culture. And I think in 10 years, I think it's enough time, and I'm sure that I will have enough means to do so.
Oh, I believe so. I believe so. Last question. What is one of the most difficult words in French to translate?
I don't think
Or
there's anything.
I guess not. She has all the answers. How about, what is one of the most difficult Korean words to have Westerners understand, that you can't just explain it in one word?
Jong.
Okay. That always comes up, Jong and Han.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's so characteristic of Korean people. And for example, Didier, if he liked Korea because he thought passion and 열정 and 정 of Korean people.
Do you understand Jong now?
Yes, absolutely. I think, such, a critical element in the culture of Korea. Passion, it's all the character, the emotions of Korean people, which can be very difficult to understand for foreigners.
Right.
And, but I think it's one of the elements which is absolutely superb in Korea, is people develop friendship, and the friendship is for life.
All right. Yeah. Well, translators, I think they have a job. Part of their job is to translate, like you said, the culture, the country, the history, not just words itself. It was lovely having you here. What a perfect couple. I almost don't like you.
Well, thank you for
thank you for not liking you, right? All right. Well, it'd be wonderful to have you back. We can talk more next time. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
감사합니다.
for being with us.
오늘 통역사 최정화님과의 얘기를 저희 아리랑 홈페이지에서 다시 보실 수 있습니다. 저는 다음에 뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다.